Hello, today we are going to talk about Azazel, the leader of the Watchers, one of the powerful spirits you can work with. In this video, I will talk about my personal opinion and experience regarding this powerful spirit. He is one of the most complex spirits in the modern occult community, which means that there is no one man who can define this powerful being. Azazel is truly force to be reckoned with, because how powerful and complex he is. His story is so old that it has many versions through history. Nobody knows how Azazel originally started, how he came into the human consciousness from the ancient sands of time. There are three main stories about Azazel. The first is that he is the goat demon of the desert, who ate sins of the children of Israel, who fed upon their sins in order to empower himself as a god, as a being of great might. The second story is him as a watcher, who in ancient times fought in the name of the celestial forces to suppress the revolt of the jinn before the humanity is created. And then, after he did so, when the man is created, he committed a mortal sin against the celestial forces by mating with a human woman and creating the giants, the old men of old, the heroes and the glorious kings, the sons of the angels and the mortal flesh. To creating them, Azazel sacrificed and fell for the sake of empowering mankind. That is the second story from the left-hand path perspective. The third story regarding the origin of Azazel is that he is only one of the names of Iblis Shaitan, the Jinnic king. It is said in some Quranic sources that Iblis Shaitan was once called Azazel, and that Azazel is only one of the names of Iblis. I will tell in my video my own perspective on the issue. In my opinion, Iblis and Azazel are two separate spirits, who indeed originate from the same source of energy, but they cannot be equated. I work with Azazel as a watcher, but I mostly work with him as a ceramic goat, as a king of the goat demons who roam the desert at the edges of our known civilization and observation. I performed extremely powerful rites known as sin-eating rituals. Those rituals technically feed off carnal energy of others to empower oneself. And in this video, we will give you a powerful chant to call Azazel, as well as explain what is the sin and what is my opinion on the matter. I personally observe the sin not as a moral act, since in my opinion gods are immoral. Spirits have no moral values, and moral values are product of human limitation and limited observation. Imposing our own moral codes upon the spirits which govern the laws of the universe is as ridiculous as it truly sounds to the logical mind, in my opinion. Universe is amoral. Water drowns equally just and unjust. Lightning strikes equally accidental men and women. Fire burns equally pedophiles and righteous men. There is no connection between morality and the universe. Morality is a human concept, limited by weak human observation. But that's just my opinion, and I don't have right to impose my opinion upon others. Only thing I can do is to share that opinion. So what is a sin, if not a moral act? You see, there are energy centers below root chakra. You have 7 energy centers or chakras in the human body, in the upper part of the body. And then you have 9 energy centers or chakras in each leg. Each of those energy centers, which is upon the legs, is actually generating heavy animalistic energy. Each of the energy centers on the legs correspond to certain heavy animalistic emotion. Energy produced by those centers is responsible for heavy and animalistic behavior. By calling Azazel, we can feed upon that energy and become greatly empowered by its essence. This energy is so powerful that it can become overwhelming. Whoever masters feeding with this form of energy will indeed reach great power and might. If one masters to feed with this form of energy, he will not only tap into the great source of power for himself, he will become a profound healer, because this energy is usually a cause of great misfortune and malady for the people who wield it. But Azazel teaches his students to refine this energy so it becomes the source of empowerment and might. Let's continue. How this energy influences human behavior. We first need to elaborate on that. Whoever possesses this energy in big amounts will probably possess also uncontrollable outbursts of negative emotions. This is really heavy influence on human behavior, which is in 9 out of 10 times negative. So by removing this energy from the people around us and putting it upon ourselves, we actually not only become empowered through mysteries of Azazel, we relieve people around us from the great malady and allow them to live more happy and relieved lives. There is a risk to this form of alchemy. If one doesn't know how to refine the energy with Azazel, once you feed upon it, you can block your energy system and create havoc in your energy bodies and force yourself to have enormous outbursts of negative emotions. In order to prevent that, you as a sorcerer need to have deep and good working relationship with Azazel. The chant for calling Azazel I will share with you in this clip is the following. Azazel baraban, Azazel kaliem, kiti kelash taban, ishtazel baraban, Azazel baraban, Azazel kaliem, kiti kelash taban, ishtazel baraban. So, there are some instructions I need to give to you regarding calling Azazel for this form of empowerment. First, once you start vampirizing particular person, don't vampirize all of the sin energy from particular person until you vampirized all of the energy from him created by those centers. If you do not vampirize all of the energy, you will actually awaken it within him. You will force it to move, which will create energy blockages in the system of the person. That will actually wreak havoc within emotional and psychological state of the person you are vampirizing in this manner and removing the sins from, which will indeed create a negative effect you as somebody who performed this rite for the sake of healing others do not want to create. There is one good advice I also have for the people who want to perform this ritual. If you want to perform this ritual on a daily basis and consistently, I advise from you to work with the familiar for this path, a Azazel-Goat demon given to you by Azazel, which will greatly empower you and guide you on the path of Azazelian mysteries of the scapegoat. There is third advice I give to you regarding the initiation into this form of mysteries. Call Azazel and ask him to initiate you into the deserts of Dudael. Dudael is the astral desert Azazel inhabits. This is the desert in which all other Seirimic demons, the goat demons, lie. Those goat demons all feed off sin energy, feed off the energy generated by human lower energy centers. They are all great alchemical teachers for the one who pursues the path of spiritual evolution in a profound manner. There is the last advice I will give regarding the sin-eating rites. Do never tell people you are performing this rite on, that you perform this rite on them, unless they ask you. You can perform this rite on suspecting people, however, do not tell them so. If you do, they will probably blame you for some of their misfortune in life without you actually being guilty of it. Also, once you perform this rite, even if people do not know what you are doing and what you are practicing, they will subconsciously try to blame you for their own problems and create you in life a lot of malady and hardship, just because the energy you absorb will be so heavy and empowering that you will become threats to them and to their limited observation of reality. One final advice for today is this. Just like any mysteries and any act of sorcery, this act of sorcery should be used with great caution and with great preparation. There is also one more thing you can do to empower yourself with those forms of ritual. You can call Azazel to vampirize your own sins or energies generated by the lower chakras stored on the legs. He will do so, but there is one really important thing you have to do. Once you call Azazel and he vampirizes your sins, you need to stay until he does that completely. If you cut ritual in the middle, you will just move those energies, which will wreak havoc upon your energy body and force you and confront you with your negative emotions. That's not what you want to do. And there is one last thing. If you truly want to work with Azazel deeply, call him and ask him to fill you with his own sins, to fill you with his own heavy energy and power he accumulated over the years from thousands and thousands of people of nameless and numerous generations. Azazel. Nobody knows who he is. Nobody knows what he is. I am still trying to find out what his agenda is, and I will probably do so in the future. But I approached him as a scapegoat, as a father of knowledge, as a father of wisdom, as a giver of the forbidden arts, as the only spirit who, according to his own lore, sacrificed for the man. He is only a spirit in entire infernal hierarchy who lost his position and prestige and power, not because he rebelled against something, not because he tried to tap into some power which isn't his. not because he wanted to enslave somebody. He lost his celestial seat among the Watchers and celestial beings because he wanted to create a new man, and he loved people he shouldn't love, and he loved in flesh and lustful soul, just as we do. Azazel Baraban, Azazel Kaniem, Ketihel Ashtaban, Ishtazel Baraban. Thanks for watching.